Hey all, Hipper here. Today we are taking out the Exeter and we are using the Agile build with Tenant, Azure Baltimore and Takao, and of course Ingenious and all the usual perks that we always pick. So if you just have a look at the ship here, of course you go with steering gears in slot 2. So that makes it 3.3 second rudder, 650 meter turning radius, which is really good, and 36 knots, which is so-so. So the map is Hotspot, and if you follow this channel, you know that this is one of my favorite maps because it forces everyone to really, go for the hotspots basically. And I love when I spawn close to B, which I do in this case here, because that is the best of the two hotspots in my opinion. It's where the most action is, and it's also the hotspot that is usually the easiest to take if you are aggressive enough. Especially if the red team is a little bit apprehensive and aren't really pushing into the hotspot hard enough. Then if you do it, well then it's usually a pretty safe cap, that one. And after capping you can just retreat a little bit and then start resetting the reds as they try to take it back, all the while collecting those nice points that we all like so much. So this is of course an Agile build on Exeter here, and it's one of the only lower tier cruisers that actually does pretty well with an Agile build. It's not a full Agile build as by tier 7 standards, but by tier 5 standards this is very good. 3.3 seconds rudder, that's the lowest by far at this tier here. And that helps out a lot in torp dodging, which can be a problem at these, like in these lower tier cruisers here, because they aren't that maneuverable. Like I said, Exeter is pretty much the only one that can go below 4 seconds until you get up to the tier 6s. So Exeter is an excellent cap contester because it has smoke and it has sonar and it has a heal. So if you meet a destroyer in a cap like this, you have all the tools you need to take care of him. It's more of a problem with battleships like this, but as long as you can maneuver like I do and then set up a little bit of an ambush, then it should be fine. So here we have the Fubuki coming, and this is where the torp avoidance comes in, because you can just turn on a dime with this British cruiser here. It's pretty awesome. And see how fast the acceleration is, so we can get out of the way of the torpedoes as well. So fast rudder and fast acceleration works really well in tandem on this thing here. And it's the same thing with Edinburgh, just at tier 7 of course. So now this Mutsu is coming, and obviously we need to get him out of the way because we cannot survive a few salvos from that guy, and that's where the wonderful torpedoes come into to action here, and he is gone. So that leaves the battleship out of the action in this cap here, and we just have a destroyer and a cruiser left. So as you can see, I have my sonar on, so I'll be able to keep that destroyer spotted for at least another minute. So I don't want to push out yet because there is still another cruiser around here, and it has torpedoes, and there they are, by the way, right on cue. So I'm just going to wait and see if someone else can get a good shot at this DD here before I head in. And someone took a shot, unfortunately it didn't kill him completely, and I just can't get him there. So I'll see if I can't get into a better position here. I still have the sonar for another 20 seconds, so there's really no rush. He cannot escape or anything like that, and he cannot cap because I am inside the cap as well. So I'm leaving the Leander for someone else to take care of. I cannot be bothered about him right now. So I'm going to make this destroyer think that I am just rushing him. And that's why I'm kind of hoping he's firing torps right now there. But actually I'm just going to ground myself here, and then I was hoping torps would pass me on the left, but he must be out of torps, or he didn't fire, or who knows. But that's alright. We're just going to reverse, and this time we're going to go for real and take him on, because the sonar has run out, and I need to be within probably 2 kilometers of this guy to see him. So I might as well just take it on. Just want to check where the Leander is, and I could have stayed here and taken a few shots at him, but then someone hits him right there, and I thought, oh, there's nothing left. There's no point even going for that guy. Let's just go for the destroyer before it slips away. And again, this is where we use the agility to prepare for torps, because he didn't fire torps before when I was hoping he would, so he would waste them. So he is still armed with torps now, at least I assume he is. So we're just gonna pop around the corner here and see where he's actually hiding. So I'm spotted now, but I don't know where he is, but there he is. So we just need to give him one good shot here, and just keep an eye out for torps. And he does fire, and with the nice rudder and just putting the engine in reverse, it's easily avoided. So that's B secured here, and we just have to finish capping, and then we can start mopping up the rest of the red team. Because I haven't really managed to take any caps, not even C.
All forces, capture that area.
So Exeter is my favorite tier 5 cruiser by far. I actually think it's very, very strong for its tier. I mean, it has a heel, and it has sonar, and it has smoke. And it has single fire torps, and it has quite good HE. The AP does seem to overpin a lot, so that's not that good. But other than that, this ship here is pretty awesome for its tier. And it is a premium ship, and if you don't have Exeter and you don't have any premium ships, or you're not much of a premium person, but you have been thinking of perhaps buying one, then Exeter is the premium cruiser that gives you the most bang for your buck by far. Because this ship is only, I believe, 8,000 doubloons. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it is a tier 5. So that's a far cry up to like the more expensive ones that are like 12 or 15,000 doubloons up at tier 6. So this ship is definitely worth it, and if you have one of the little coupons that gives you 20% off or anything like that, you can get it for nearly nothing, and it's definitely worth it.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
You can go for any sort of build on this ship basically, because it is a premium and they usually allow for a wide range of builds. So you can go for like a range, you can go for HE, or you can go for AP, or you can go for a smoke build. Well, like the options are endless really, and I've gone for an agile build, like I said, because that is the one thing that will make this ship stand out completely from everything else at its tier. Because most other tier 5 cruisers, even the so-called agile ones, like the French tier 5, I forget his name right now, Exeter actually has a rudder that's nearly 3 seconds faster than that cruiser. Or in other words, the rudder is twice as fast. So that is definitely something you should at least consider when you're speccing this ship here. Because there's no other stat at the, well, tier 5 or pretty much anywhere else that gives you as much bang for your buck as agility. And especially with Exeter, because you'll be able to outmaneuver everyone at tier 5 and 4 as well if you get mixed up with those. And like nobody is really used to agile cruisers down at this tier here, so you can really pull off some amazing things if you get like a team of like more traditional players in battleships and whatnot, because you'll be able to evasion tank very efficiently in Exeter here, because you are facing tier 5 battleships, and like their shells take a long time to reach the target compared to tier 7. So even though you are a little bit slow on the rudder compared to tier 7s, because you are at tier 5, it doesn't really matter. You'll be able to outmaneuver, like I said, anything. So basically you can choose between like improving your range by 10% or your reload by 10% and stuff like that, or having a rudder that is 100 to 150% better than any other cruiser at the tier. And of course that gives you an advantage, unless you're facing tier 6s, because they can get down to about the same rudder. But if you're facing 5s or 4s, you will have a massive advantage, along with your heal and your sonar and your smoke. So Exeter is just a toolbox of well, pretty much any tool you could possibly imagine for pretty much any situation there is. The only thing missing is a radar, but it doesn't matter because you have the good British sonar, and really that is all you need at this tier. And should you face a tier 5 carrier, that's also no problem at all, because you can easily wiggle your way out of any carrier attack in an Agile Exeter here. Absolutely not a problem at all. So that was Exeter here, and it's not a high damage ship, but it's a very entertaining ship and a very, very capable ship. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.